every no, every single no is wonderful. Every no is why you get songs like If Only.
Mm.
Do you get me? Why you get songs like After Winter, when you get songs like Bamboo. Keep telling me no. I do great stuff with no. I do great work with no. This is my first Zoom call.
Oh, there we go.
I swear.
Yeah, it's the first time I've Zoomed.
I'm dead. Niggas are looking real grizzly with the beards, fam. I'm jealous, fam. Wow. Niggas quarantine mates are looking real wise. Niggas looking
But it lets
real
you know
wise.
what's your dominant side. Like hair definitely grows better on one side of my face.
I'm dead. Fam, I ain't got niche right now apart from a jacked up hairline, fam. That's how I got.
But you know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. Everybody rush to do their don't rush challenge. Me, I'm a do man at the end.
I'm dead, fam. It makes sense still.
We'll just be in there.
Man's looking real fly. Man's got the fuck out. So come on, fuck off. Oh yeah, so joining us on this Zoom call. A man even told us it's his very first Zoom. So I feel kind of privileged to even host the very first Zoom. Kojey's very first one. We've got Kojey in the building. What it do, baby?
How you doing, baby? I'm good. How are you? How you living? How you feeling? Hope everyone's well.
Like it's been the road to signing your first major labels. Like it's been a long road. I know you were negotiating, taking your time. You wanted to get the correct deal. You don't want to end up like certain people. They're locked in the deals and they can't wait to come out. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, how was this for you? Like, how did you pattern
that? With patience, with time, building my personal sense of worth before my monetary sense of worth. So what I know I'm able to tolerate, what I would see as me giving respect to somebody, so what I would then see in return. Then once there is the base, you can start talking about figures. Then you got to start talking to me nice. From there, we start talking about logistics. How does this work? I have a very particular way of working. I have a very particular way of meeting artists, working with artists, doing certain things, promoting and all that kind of stuff. I'm not really in it for the fast track. So from there, enough people drop out. Do you get me? It's like, it's a real life negotiation. Yeah. So to even get to the point where it's like we're even close to signing the deal, like it's like gladiators. Not many survived. Do you get me? And by the end of it, it's like, are you not entertained by the whole thing? Because like the music didn't slip, the music didn't slack. So for me, I almost signed the deal because the business was there, the team was there, the energy was right, and it allowed me to kind of just create. And that's the thing, is unless you had the press kit or whatever, or you was one of them donnies that looks at the bottom to see what company released it or what imprint.
Yeah.
You wouldn't listen to In God's Body, then listen to Cashmere Tears and go, he signed.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? It would come way down the line when you might see yeah, do you know what I'm saying? You might see just a little something somewhere and you go, oh, snap. But for me, it's just because the business was right. Once we got that sorted, we just make sure the business continues to be right.
On the topic of business here, I remember seeing a tweet I think you made, this was a couple of years back now, talking about the whole label topic and the very first deal you was offered.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The very first deal you was offered. Having now signed a major label deal, is there any part of you that has resentment towards that label or that situation, or is it a thing where you just kind of acknowledge that's just part of the game and that's unfortunately how the major label setup works?
I love it, bro. I love it. Sorry, I need to get comfortable. I all got too much stuff on this chair.
Yeah.
Get comfortable so I can explain why I'm thoroughly entertained by it all. I would hate to be a one song, one deal artist.
Yeah.
I'd hate to be that. So every single no is wonderful. Every no is why you get songs like If Only. Do you get me? Why you get like After Winter, when you get songs like Bamboo, keep telling me no. I do great stuff with no. I do great work with no. So like them offer like for context, if anybody listening doesn't know what deal is talking about, in the beginning I was offered a free album deal by let's say a major independent for 5,000.
Wow.
5G.
For 5 racks. And I was a young artist, and at the time I had never seen 5 racks. So I could have very easily taken it. And what's crazy is even like the figures that younger artists will get offered now are a little bit bigger, but the principle of the deal is the same. It's fuckery. Do you get me? So the money didn't matter. It was the deal itself. And then what made it worse is that they just had a shit price tag on it. But I think again, it's all stuff that teaches you your worth. Do you get me? In the long run, you know what you're willing to accept and you know what you're not willing to accept. And then like I've been in shit deals. I've been in terrible deals. Do you see what I'm saying? Just pattern that though. But I've made mistakes. It wasn't all a clean sweep. Do you get me? Like
long deals, or were they just like single deals, mixtape deals, or?
Nah, well, I had in the beginning, I'd signed a really whack publishing deal.
Okay.
For at the time, again, was a lot of money. You get me? I think I signed the publishing deal for like 20 bags. Something like that. 17 or like between 17 and 25 bags, something like that. And I had a different management at the time, and they didn't necessarily have an understanding of how that whole process worked. So I was making music, I was putting records out, but none of the paperwork was done to even count it for what I was doing for my publishing and things like that. And like they was trying to get in touch with them, they wasn't responding. And so like naturally, obviously those advances and things like that, they were essentially just loans. So if there isn't a direct means to get it back, then it just sits there. And I didn't know it was sitting there. So I'm just like living my merry little life.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. And then one day that management decides they don't want to do this no more. So then they dip. And I'm like, now I'm my own manager. So I've got to enter the rooms and figure out. And that's when I'm realizing,
you just fucked up.
Some of the shit went left. Do you get me? Some of the shit went different. Like, whoa, what happened here?
That's mad.
And it was a very humbling experience because I think I was very much lost in the magic of the whole thing, the magic of the industry. And I think it very quickly reminded me that after you're done making your songs and you're happy with them, young man, it's a business. I have to look at myself in the mirror and say that to myself, young man, listen.
Yeah, real talk.
That verse was crazy, but it's a business. Let's go back to that. Do you get me? So I keep them two separate. That's when I realized I have to like very much keep them two separate and look at them with different lenses. But all of it was a learning experience.
So obviously, now you're happy with your deal. You figured out the music business. You figured out, you know.
It's early doors. I like my deal. It's a good deal.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I do what I mean because I don't want artists to listen to this and be like, oh, Kojey got a good deal, so all deals are good. They're not all good, and some things might be great at some point, and some things might be shit one day. And like, it's about you though. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's cool. I'm happy. I'm happy for you.
So yeah. Cool. So you face the reality. You face the reality of the music business. Now you're in a place where you're like, yeah, I'm set good. Cool. Now onto the creation.
Yeah.
5 years, no genre. Or that might be the name, that might not be the name, but I have that vividly imprinted in my mind from
the album 5 years, no genre.
Cool. And you said recently, cool, I've given you lot 4 bodies of work, yeah? But none of those were my, like, this is my debut album, no matter how much Kashmir Tears might sound or In God's Body might sound. What is like producer-wise, you've got so many go-tos. You've got KZ, Swindle, Sakari. Like, is there anyone else, like, any others you want to work on the new project with? And, or do you love just keeping it in-house?
It's beautiful right now, man. It's beautiful. I've got before he went mad and them things there, I don't even like saying mad, but before he went crazy, I've got that Kanye spirit in me right now. Where like everything is just like being built. Do you get me? Like I'll have a record in mind and I have the accessibility now to hit up my favorite producers or my favorite artists or my favorite vocalists and say, lay this and lay that, or try this and try that. So there's collaborations and records that people have worked on that you might not even realize until you sit down with the credit list and all that kind of stuff. And then on top of it, we'll finish them records and they might still not make it to the album because I'm very like to the last second. But I think that's what I'm most excited about, is that if people really feel like those were albums, amazing, great.
Yeah, sounding like him still. Like those, especially in God's Body and Cashmere Tears, in terms of the cohesiveness and how.
But they're not
themes in the album.
So hold me to that regard.
Yeah.
Right. Hold me to that regard.
100.
Like, put me up there.
Because now, if we're gonna call the next body of work an album, then it's gotta be
with chest down.
Yeah, literally. Like it's gotta be another step up. You feel me?
Yeah.
And it's going to be hard to top Cashmere Tears still because that's got slappers upon slappers. Can't lie.
The good thing about me is I let my music breathe. So I'd rather you just rinse it to the point where you don't even want another Cashmere Tears.
Yeah.
And then when I give you something new, you'll be happy. You're like, I'm over it. Frank Ocean's got it down on lock.
I feel it.
He will leave that shit outside. He will leave it to dry.
One thing I will say though, it's been from like a listener's perspective, it's been sick to plot like the growth.
Yeah.
With each body of work, like I can genuinely say like there's been like he's up the levels again. Do you feel me?
Yeah.
And, like,
I was playing some of this album to Jay Prince this morning, and he was like, you can hear the first thing he said is, you can hear the maturity in the process.
Which is mad because some of the snippets you've been dropping on your Instagram have just drops here. I've been saying to these two, like, yo, this is actually sounding crazy. Like, man's up the levels again. I didn't even think it was possible, but it's just happened again. And it's sick to plot that like, with each project, it's just another step up.
I know everybody's waiting on that Grateful joint because I know there was 2 that I previed this year. It was
one we had with KZ, like within the studio.
It was trying to be
sounded crazy.
And then there was the other one, the Grateful.
I'll lose it now.
And when people see who's featured on that one's gonna be another curveball.
Okay. Mad because obviously, like I remember you showed me a couple things, innit? You showed me a couple things when I've been yours, and I've just lost head. I've lost head, and I've been like,
I'm so like, it's a quiet confidence. It's like,
I love it
when it's my time to go, I'm gone. To get me, and like, I think from there I can only focus on the music because like that's what I'm saying. That's almost the other positive of this whole kind of lockdown and quarantine period is that you just have a lot of time to sit and not think in a bad way, but refine and get rid of that excuse of like, oh, I don't have time anymore. I don't have time. I've got time now. So all of those little things that I want to do to kind of make records better or kind of solidify. The problem is I haven't solidified an overall concept.
So what track did you release? And then in hindsight, you look back at it, you thought it banged. In hindsight, you look back at it and you're like, did it really?
Did it really?
Obviously, you mentioned that 25 was a tune you thought it was going to slap. Obviously, people did vibe to it, but you thought on a bigger scale, innit? And
people like the record, but it's like I don't know how to describe it. You see how 97 to this day is like that record. First 5 seconds, the mosh pit's open. people know. I thought 25 was of that ilk. I thought
I mean,
it was
it is.
that. Do you get me? It is. And it does do that. But for Kojey fans, I thought it was going to be a record that was going to bring non-Kojey fans into
the family type thing.
Into the family. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So if you was already a Kojey fan, 25 was the off rip day one. That was a banger to you. Like, and which was like, it was annoying because like even with the video to this day, there's enough. We won't name them, but there's enough companies, you know who are, that have just ripped the video. Do you get me? For their commercials and for all of that stuff.
Yeah, the video was clean as well.
You get me? And it's alright because again, I always go back to the code for being an artist, even before music. And the purpose is to contribute. So if you contribute to inspiration, then you can officially call yourself an artist. That's fine. People can do that. But like, I think a record that I loved and then maybe later down the line, maybe I didn't love as much, is more that it's early records. It's early records that when I think back to, I would rewrite them because I've got more skill as a writer now. The song itself is still a great song in its existence, in its like totality. But boy, I don't know, man. It's tough. They all slapped them. I'm trying to go through each project. There's none on Dear Daisy.
Yeah.
I think if there's any, they're on 23 Winters. I'm trying to think what. People love that project. Maybe I would rewrite Rent Stew. But it's like such a Kojey fan song. You gotta be a fan to know Rent Stew, so it don't really matter.
Because you've always got tunes that are just for the mainstream, tunes that are for the casual listeners. And
for the casual listeners, like Rent Stew is a tune that even like as I say it, I gotta go back and listen to it to remember it, and I don't want that effect for anyone.
Yeah, I feel you. Okay, cool. So obviously you named kind of artists that showed you love. I was like, wow. We've seen the collab with Mick Jenkins now come to fruition. Any other collabs in the pipeline? Even if like you don't have to name drop per se, but like there are collabs in the pipeline, particularly stateside, that you think, yeah, this one is going to put a smile on a lot of people's faces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the answer.
And how soon are we going to get that? Can you give a date?
No, is the answer to that. But
cool.
I think this year. Maybe.
Sick. I'm guessing COVID has also kind of fucked up timelines and releases as well.
Essentially, it's more just like certain records could come out, but I can't film or shoot videos in the way that I'd want to kind of present them in the right way. And I hate just wasting records like that, like because there's so many people are gonna drop. There's new music every Friday. You've got to think about how many Fridays there are in a year and how long that playlist is, and people complain that they're not on there. So that means there's enough music. If I don't drop, everybody's fine. It's okay. Yeah. Like we're not, do you get me? We're not losing out. So I think from there, I kind of got to wait and see how this Rona season. But I think Proud of You will get people through Rona season, and then by the time they might free us a little bit so that I could shoot at least a little video. Social distancing. Do you know what I mean? Stand 2 meters away from the camera, get a zoom lens on that bitch, and just make a little movie.
Them ones. Dream collab. Have you got because perhaps your dream collab might have already happened, but presuming it hasn't, who is your dream collab?
Dream collab. I want to make
put it into the atmosphere.
I know that. I want to make a tune with Damian Marley.
Sick.
Chronic, like Damian Marley, Chronic sort of vibe. Like,
yeah.
it's like obviously the reggae, but they can easily spin a hook.
Oh yeah. Because it could go two ways. We could go Sweeter Lovers Rock, or we can go Black of the Berry.
Yeah. I love a Black of the Berry thing. Black of the Berry thing. Pop.
I said. So yeah, no, I mean, like, I think, I think that would be my dream today.
Sick. In terms of your growth now, yeah, how are you adjusting to the newfound notoriety? Like, from the beginning of your career to now, yeah. Obviously, you've been in the game for a minute, so it's not as if you're new to the game. But then I imagine there will be a lot of listeners who maybe the first introduction to you was Kashmir Tears. You feel me?
Yeah.
How have you dealt with that new notoriety? Like, are you getting mobbed in the street and that from time to time now that people stop you in the road asking for pics? You getting your request for an autograph and them thing there?
It depends on when, where, and what the occasion is. Obviously, it's like I do have to somewhat accept that for the now, while I'm active and attention is there, that I have the attention, or I have some attention. Could never get too lost in it, because again, it's whoever's got the hottest story that day, or the hottest take, or the hottest thing to kind of focus on. So in that regard, you're like, all right, cool, whatever. And then also, anybody that actually knows me knows I've moved. This is me on a normal day.
Yeah,
like, I don't really have another button like that. Do you get me? So I'm chilling. Like, I'm very super duper low key. Like, people that know me know it's all love. It's mad jokes, or bus jokes, or listen to music, or smoke. It's a good time. Other than that, I'm not trying to be. I don't really care. Like, I don't. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really care. Like, I think sometimes it will shock me. Like, somebody will reach out, or like say like they heard my music from somewhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say the most like shocking encounters we've had. Like, somebody reached out to you, like, "Rod, these people actually know them." Or
I think there's three that come to mind. Jill Scott.
Because when I saw that tweet, I was losing it. I was like, whoa. That's a madness, you know?
Yeah, out of the blue, she posted, man, that was crazy. I would say TJ Moses.
No,
that was crazy for me as well. I felt real loved that day.
Just wanna be.
Fuck off.
Yes, sir.
Please.
And Masego.
Sick.
Because I genuinely just love, you know, when you love someone's music.
Yeah, and you respect the artistry.
And you respect their artistry, and it's like, I follow him, he bants. You know, when you go, I could be brethren with, man. Like, I could.
Yeah.
Like, I like that, brother.